Welcome to Vegas Showbiz. Today, we say farewell to the Mirage and ask ourselves the question, is the Mirage the most important Las Vegas hotel of all time? Join us as we bid farewell to the father of modern Las Vegas. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mike Pellegrini with Vegas Showbiz. I'm standing outside the Mirage Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, of course. We're here today because, well, it won't be here that much longer. If you haven't heard the news, the Mirage has been sold and it's going to become the Hard Rock Las Vegas later on this year. It's been a hot topic in Las Vegas. A lot of people are nostalgic because the Mirage is a pretty special place. It might even be like the most special hotel casino ever in Las Vegas. We're going to explore why that may be. If you don't know the history, it's very exciting, so stick with us. We're going to share a lot of cool stuff about the Mirage. All right, here we go. Okay.
The Mirage went over budget and became the most expensive hotel casino in history with a cost of $630 million.
Whoa.
Whoa. Did you know that the Mirage was the first themed hotel in Las Vegas, and it brought in the family-friendly era?
Whoa.
Did you know that the Mirage has 3,044 rooms? When it opened, it was the largest hotel in the world.
Yeah.
Did you know that the gold windows on the Mirage have real gold dust in them?
Whoa.
Ah! Yay! You know that the Mirage was the first casino to have video cameras on every game table?
What? Okay everyone, I'm outside the Mirage volcano and we're getting ready for the show. I got the family with me, we're ready to see this baby erupt. Big time fire is about to hit our screen here, so check it out with us. We'll get the kids' review afterwards. All right. All right, everybody, so we just saw the volcano show outside the Mirage. I got the kids with me. We've seen the Bellagio fountains. We've seen other shows here on the Strip. What did you guys think about the volcano show?
I thought I really liked it, even though it was technically just fireballs playing, but I really liked it. And I really liked how you could feel the fire on your face.
Right.
It wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, and there was fire in the water. There was fire everywhere.
Nice. How about you, Enzo? What did you think?
I thought it was cool because...
Look at the camera.
I thought it was cool because there was like fire in the water and then...
How many times have you seen this fire show recently? How many times?
Once and then my second time. So I think it's 2 times.
2 times.
My favorite part about it is probably the last part because it like the fire just goes everywhere and it just kind of hot.
Ava, what did you think about the volcano?
I think it was very interesting. It's like hot at the end. Bam! It was so that ending part was kind of scary. So much fire. It was hard to look at. It's like the sun, but like night vision.
All right.
And I also like how there was water. They like put stuff in the water and it was like water.
All right, well, you heard it here first. The fire show's a hit with the kids. What can we say? Let her tell me for herself. What did you think about the Mirage?
I think it's kind of old, but it's a really cool place to go and see for yourself. There's like a ton of cool things that you can experience and see. I really enjoy it. I hope maybe you could come down for your first time or something and come and see it.
Well, what if I tell you it won't be here much longer?
It would make me really sad, and to see all of this just be not here, and the people who put a ton of effort into it, building this place a long time ago, just their hard work is just gonna end. It's really sad, and I think you should see it before it goes away. I'm glad that we get to see it before it's gone.
Well, thanks, Ava. Hey, what's up, everyone? Thought I'd come back here for a little summary in the backyard. Figured we could pontificate on the Mirage a little bit more. You got some good facts from the kids. We had a fun time shooting the other night over there at the Mirage outside and going through the inside. But I wanted to share a little bit more. I think that there's a lot more rich history to the Mirage than meets the eye. And, you know, a lot of the locals here are sad to see it go. It's widely thought of as being the father of the modern Las Vegas. And what I mean by that is, you know, the Mirage opened in 1989. Throughout the 70s and 80s before that, Las Vegas had been experiencing a pretty heavy decline in its tourism. Gone were the days of, you know, the glamour and the glitz of Las Vegas and the old characters. That stuff was gone, and by the 70s and 80s, you know, it had turned into like almost a place for degenerates, really. It certainly was not a family-friendly place, a place that families like mine would even consider relocating to. I mean, I look now at modern history, and last year Nevada was one of the most moved to states during the whole pandemic, but that simply wasn't the case back in the 70s and 80s. And it was really the Mirage that helped change the view of Las Vegas and make it that family-friendly place. When it opened, as Elise told us before, it was $630 million price tag, most expensive hotel in history. Turns out that a lot of that money came from Wall Street and the sale of junk bonds. I guess Michael Milken, who was a central character in that whole thing in the late 80s with the junk bond sales, he was involved in Steve Wynn getting the money for the Mirage, which is perfect. I mean, you know, it's funny that maybe we're not tightly associated with the mafia anymore, but there's still some shady dealings with how the money came around. It makes perfect sense. I actually wanted the kids to try to tell that story about Wall Street and the junk bonds and all that stuff, but honestly, we were having a hard enough time talking about golden windows, so I figured I'd scrap that idea. Anyway, the Mirage, in terms of its name, Steve Wynn wanted to originally call it the Golden Nugget because he owned the original Golden Nugget, which is still downtown in Las Vegas. And frankly, that seems like a horrible idea to me. But luckily, he came to his senses on that and realized that a new brand was necessary. He ended up paying 2 other businesses related to the hotel and casinos industry in the Vegas area $250,000 apiece to change their name because they had Mirage in the name. So he paid them and was able to get full rights to the name. And the Mirage, when it opened in 1989, I mean, there was nothing else like it. You know, this theme that it had, the Polynesian theme, the volcano show out on the Strip, nothing like that existed before. This was groundbreaking stuff, and it really helped change the popular culture image of Las Vegas. I mean, you think of movies like National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation. Think about Matt Damon in the movie Rounders when he was talking about the Mirage poker room being the center of the poker universe and how he envisioned himself playing heads up against Johnny Chan. All that stuff is directly tied to the Mirage. It got into the zeitgeist in terms of Las Vegas, and it really transformed the view of Vegas. I mean, I remember coming to Vegas as a teenager in the 90s with my mom, and the Mirage was like the coolest place. I remember she would give me like 20 bucks, and I would go on my own at 14 or 15 years old to the California Pizza Kitchen there at the Mirage. It was the first one outside of the state of California, actually, and I'd go and have my pepperoni pizza by myself, and I thought I was so cool. It seemed fitting or poetic then that this past weekend, I went there to the same restaurant with my own son, and we sat in the same booth I used to even sit in back as a kid. It was really quite amazing. And I was telling him the story about how, you know, however many years ago it was me sitting here alone, and now here we are together at this place. And it's cool that we're taking it in because that place isn't going to be there that much longer. Obviously, the Hard Rock did buy the property from MGM in December of 21. I think they paid just a little over $1 billion for it. So suddenly that $630 million price tag isn't looking too bad. I mean, obviously there's inflation, but still pretty serious increase in the value of that place. Obviously we are Vegas Showbiz, so I would be remiss if I didn't talk in some way about the show or entertainment side of the Mirage, and we'll certainly get to the biggest one in a minute. But starting off with what's currently playing at the Mirage, Shin Lim has a magic show called Limitless that looks pretty awesome. My son Enzo really wants to go. I think all the kids want to go. I hope that it continues playing. I don't know what the plan is once the Mirage becomes Hard Rock Las Vegas, but I know that Shin Lim is the only magician that has won America's Got Talent twice, so that's definitely saying something. A lot of comedians play there. I saw Daniel Tosh has something coming up pretty soon. I think Tim Allen does some bits there as well. But certainly right now, one of the more popular things going on, and for a long time really, has been the Cirque du Soleil Beatles show called Love. Haven't gotten the chance to see it myself, unfortunately, and if there's anything that seems like a direct fit for the new Hard Rock, it would be that show. So I'm very hopeful that they continue to do that show at the new property and that I do get a chance to see it. I have friends and family that saw it, and I've heard good things. I just haven't seen it myself, so I hope that that continues, or that I somehow get a chance to see it before it's too late. Getting to the main thing when it comes to Mirage Entertainment, though, I mean, you can't talk about the Mirage and Entertainment if you're not talking about Siegfried and Roy, right? I mean, those guys were on top of the world. They absolutely were the main faces associated with this revitalization of Las Vegas. Again, Las Vegas had been dying in the 80s. Atlantic City actually had a lot to do with that. A lot of that big money on the East Coast was staying there on the East Coast in Atlantic City. But the birth of the Mirage and the Siegfried and Roy show, they brought so much glamour and glitz. Those tigers, they brought it back to Las Vegas, and honestly, it seemed like they performed longer than they really did. Their show began in February of 1990 and ended in September of 03 due to that really unfortunate incident with one of their tigers. I had the chance to see the show in 2001, and I don't know how we got such good tickets. My mom was pretty dialed in with some connections then, so I think it was through her, but we were like first or second row. It was amazing. I got to shake one of their hands after the show. Easily one of the greatest shows I've ever been to, and again, those guys they defined it. They were the face of Las Vegas entertainment for so long that it really does seem like they were there longer than they were. Unfortunately, both of them have since left us in the last couple of years, which is really sad, but their legacy lives on. And if there ever is a Mount Rushmore of Las Vegas entertainment, I think it's fair to say that that they belong on it. So curious to see what the main staples of entertainment at the new location is going to be. I am excited for the new one. I mean, I love rock music. I play guitar. I collect guitars. Like, I'm excited for this new glowing Les Paul right out on the Strip. It's going to be cool, but at the same time, I am nostalgic about the Mirage going away just because of what it has meant to Las Vegas. You know, would Bellagio and the Wynn Casino be here today if it wasn't for the Mirage? Possibly not. I mean, certainly, you know, Wynn is Steve Wynn's crowning achievement, and Bellagio probably was before that. But before either of those, it was the Mirage. The Mirage was so important, not only for Steve Wynn's career, but for just the general view of Las Vegas. And it's understandable why so many people are sad to see it go. When I was naming this video, I was trying to come up with something a little bit controversial. And at first, you know, it felt that way, calling the Mirage the most important hotel in Las Vegas history, or asking if it is. I realize it's not one of the old school, you know, Flamingo or Tropicana. It's not tied to the mafia directly. And certainly there's a time and place for all that history. But when we think more modern and we think about, you know, Las Vegas being a place that families like mine have relocated to, or that you don't think twice about bringing your kids to these casinos, or at least I don't, that's all because of what the Mirage meant to Las Vegas. So, you know, if you're able to, take it in. I was there last weekend and the place was popping. Like, everybody is trying to get there before it goes away. So if you have a chance to come to Las Vegas, go check it out, enjoy it, because it won't be there much longer. But then we can look forward to another review of the Hard Rock Las Vegas once it's there. So hope you enjoyed the show. If you can, I would really appreciate it. Like the video, give me your comments about what you think. I welcome other perspectives, and I'm curious to see what everybody feels with the Mirage leaving us. And if you can subscribe to our channel, I promise there's more content coming soon. I hope that you do. All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching this Vegas Showbiz production. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.